God, I light these incense in you for your angels and spirit guides. Let your message that is intended for someone to be heard. For I know you make a way when there is no way, and all things are from you. Let it reach you. In your name I pray, I say amen. It is above, it is below. Amen, amen, amen. What up, people? How you doing? Had to light my good old incense as I give praise to the Most High. I hope your weekend, better yet, I hope your week has been going blessed and protected. I hope this weekend has the same suit. Before I started to open up this video, I allowed my spirit to connect so I can convey this message to you. First and foremost, for those who do not know who I am, my name is Gerald Davis. I'm a life coach. In October of 2011, I made the greatest choice in my life, and that was to accept my Lord and Savior into my life. And in turn, I decided to chronicle my transformation. And as you will see in the future, you will see Dr. Gerald Davis, psychologist. So you're saying, well, okay, that's your business. Well, you're very right. But I know that there was someone that has been searching and has this void in your spirit right now that is going through a cycle of putting a mask on every day when you step out that door, but deep down inside you are broken and you have a good heart. This message is for you. I spend a lot of time here in Virginia Beach. When I can, I go down to the ocean front and I embrace the water as well as the environment for my clarity. And, you know, I didn't get a chance to do that today because I had other obligations. My little man Tyson, you know, that's my world. I did him straight, so time was not there for me to do that. Excuse me. However, after I finished taking care of him this morning, I felt in my spirit to convey why it's so important that you hold space and allow your life to reveal the things that you should. I know I'm talking to somebody because there's somebody right now that feels like they are on a treadmill, and you're in a habitual cycle where in actuality all you want is peace. It's like one thing after another. You put this fire out here, 3 fires pop up over here. I'm letting you know something. You're going to be fine. See, what is going on right now is your spirit is showing you things that would require courage for you to not only accept, but to change. Have you noticed now, I mentioned this in a lot of my other videos, how society wants us to take a position of being nothing but cheap, to not have the proper faculties to make proper decisions in our own right, but yet more or less come with a cookie cutter mentality. Have you noticed that individuality and creativity has taken a back seat? Or more or less it is ridiculed. The reason why it is because it goes against the grain. I want to let you know something. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And it is very important that you make time for yourself. Yes. And the reason why I'm saying this because I know that there are some of you right now that are doing this. And what is happening is you're allowing your environment to dictate you instead of you dictate your environment. And it ain't working. Look, I done been there. I understand that everybody has goals and aspirations. However, if you do not know who you are, you can't make sound decisions. And all that does is spawn chaos in your day-to-day. Do not do that to yourself. Do not do that to yourself. I wanted to know, excuse me, you see him. He's a little hammer. He always does stuff like that. But let me ask some of my subscribers. Have you guys taken the time to look at your cell phone and reassess your contacts that you've made this year or in the past, those that have access to you? Have you taken the time to look, to revise and make the choices to sever those ties? Do they not serve the purpose that is intended? What I mean by that is this. Your extensions should also share the same mindset that you do. So if you are trying to grow and change, shouldn't those people that you give access be doing the same? How can you grow if they are not? There is the push-pull effect. What? Because you are loved by your higher power. My higher power is my Lord Jesus Christ. He will give you little inclinations that will tap into your intuition to cause you to ponder. If you're in a position where you're getting more question marks, more, wait a minute, more scratch your head situations, what is happening is that is your discernment saying, hey, you deserve better. What are you doing? Please reassess. As I have mentioned before as well, for those that have alliances and affiliations, if you truly want to see your worth and define it, this was what you do. When you decide, cut your phone off. Or better yet, just don't answer your phone. Now, I understand there are life and death situations that you must do what you need to do. However, I'm talking about those social circles. If it feels like the only reason that you have access to someone or a contact, but it is more feeling like you are doing the work and they're going for the ride, guess what? That is exactly what they're doing. And they do not see your work. But you must have courage to make the decisions that is in your best interest. And I'm here to tell you this. Sometimes it is best to close doors and go the opposite direction, because what is happening, it will save you undue stress and pain that you don't deserve. See, you gotta understand something. Our society has convinced us that we must take a needy approach. Do you not realize that everything that is intended for you with your name on it will be provided once the work is done, good or bad. I had a conversation with someone the other day, and I told them, I said, listen, if you are on a path, we'll just say hypothetically, say for example you're studying for an exam. Now the people that have access to you already know this. Now if you're finding yourself in a habitual cycle where they're saying, don't worry about it, let's still do this, blah 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 blah, don't you realize what's going on? They don't have your best interest at heart. And unfortunately, sometimes it is our responsibility to discern. Well, first of all, it is your responsibility, period. But sometimes people will be placed in your life just to see what you'll do. See, you got to understand, we have free will. You can come and go, say what you want, do what you want, but you must also be able to accept the consequences of your choices. So, what I'm getting at is this. There's someone, if you're in a position right now where you want to be happy, you just want clarity, you're tired of the drama, you're tired of feeling confused. If you're going to sleep and you're feeling the same way that you went to bed like, it's time for you to do the change. It's time for you to do the work. If you have associations and affiliations with people that do not uplift you, what is their purpose? What is it? Or better yet, ask yourself this. What are you afraid of? What are they bringing to the table? Now you may be thinking possibly, well, Gerald, that's just being mean or being selfish. No, that is called being selfless. See, we are responsible for placing proper boundaries in our lives. If you don't put proper boundaries in your life, people will do whatever they want with you. And don't you value your worth? Do you not see what's going on? I know that somebody right now needs to hear that. Listen, the people that care about you are going to always support you. A true friend will always be there if you talk to them today or 6 weeks from now. And guess what the common denominator is? They still gonna love you. Their mindset should be the same as the last time you talked or interacted, because they carry themselves the same way they would carry themselves with you. Remember, that's that like-mindedness, y'all. But see, we gotta have courage to speak our truth. I know there's some people right now that say, well, you know what? I want, if they would only change this or change that. First of all, let me put this out there for you. It is not your responsibility to change anyone. It's not. It is your responsibility to govern yourself. And if they value your connection, guess what? They'll do the work. It should not feel like you're pulling teeth. It should not feel like a battle. It should not feel like it's unrest, because they see your worth. My queens, if you are in a situation, a relationship, or connection, and you feel that you are trying to change the person that has access to you, I'm sorry to disappoint you. That will not come to pass. Not until they make the decision to do so. So do not surrender your happiness for someone's foolishness. Love yourself more. Please do that. My kings, if you want, I hate saying that, if you desire to have the proper woman in your life, govern yourself. See, most women won't tell you this because it should be a no-brainer, but as you know, there is no manuscript, there is no textbook on being a man. You learn by doing. But let me tell you this. If you are in a relationship where it feels like you guys are not on the same page, it's because you're not. Because if she cannot feel emotionally safe, if she does not see consistency from your actions, you will not be able to receive what you desire, because it's not earned. And you're doing yourself and that person such an injustice. So govern yourself. That's why we're called men. But as you already know, society wants to turn men into women nowadays. Have you noticed that? What is considered taboo is now condoned. Do not fall for that. Don't do that. Speak your truth. Respect yourself. Grow. Look within your heart and authenticate who you are. See, I know a lot of you guys were like, you always say authentication. You always say authenticate. The reason why I say this is because, let me turn this down. The reason why I speak this because you already see the examples when you don't. You have so many people. You know how the Bible. I'm not even going to try to butcher it, but we are in the midst of a lost generation. That we are in the wilderness. You know how? Remember the story when Moses delivered the children of Israel, and they went around the mountain 40 years. It's because they went around 40 years because they did not want to change. And until they had a change of heart and change of mind, did they find clarity in their purpose and direction. It took them 40 years to figure out what was there all along. So, why do you not want to have, don't you want the life that you need? Because I'm going to tell you what, when you decide to love yourself, when you decide to have courage and assess not only where you are, where you've been, do the work to make changes, which may take time. Now remember, Rome was not built in a day. It wasn't. So why are you rushing through life? I'm telling you, if you decide to invest in yourself, give yourself time to look within yourself, you will see the beauty that you can't see. And I'm going to tell you, you all are beautiful. Don't ever, ever, ever allow someone else to have dominion in your life, that it will take your smile away and the joy of your heart. If you are in a situation where your emotions are being pretty much trampled, enslaved, have courage and walk away from it. Have courage. And lastly, you see this? These are hands, right? All 10 fingers, 2 thumbs. As you already know, anything made from these can be manipulated. That is why it's very important to not go off of what you see, go off of what you hear. Always go off what's within your heart. But to do that, you got to get real with yourself. because yourself knows the real you. You know the person that you see in the morning when you got the crust in the eyes and the nose all jacked up and breath smelling like pyorrhea. Well, guess what? They are also the person, the keeper of your secret. There's somebody right now that just wants to free themselves. Let me tell you something. When you make a decision to have a relationship with your higher power, and as you already know, He is one of many names, you will find a peace within your heart unlike any other. It feels like hitting the lottery, like a spiritual lottery ticket. You will have a joy within you. Now, I want to throw a disclaimer out here. I don't want to, hold on. You better stop that. Stop chewing on your bed. Sorry about that. He's sitting on there chewing on his bed. You ain't got no job. Chill out. Alright. I don't want to come off like I'm sounding like somebody's dad. But what I want to convey to each and every one of you is it is important that you see your worth. See your worth. Even if that means you've got to step back from your environment. Because if your environment does not make you happy, why are you there? As you already know, you will never find joy that you need by man's hands. You won't. That's why retail therapy don't work. It's like putting Band-Aid on a gauze, on a gash. It'll cover the wound, but you're gonna bleed out. And until you purge what causes that wound, you're gonna be in pain. That's real. My kings, be your own man. Allow your higher power to guide your life. Allow Him to. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. That goes to you, my queens, as well. See, the first thing that you're going to notice is this. When you truly make the decision to change, I know somebody right now is sick and tired. You're like, I don't need this. You fill in the blank. When you're around a certain environment and your heart kind of drops or feels hard for you to breathe in a certain context, that's your spirit saying, you deserve better. Have courage. But if you're in a situation where you are putting more faith in what you've got around you, you're actually putting a price on your heart. And I'm here to tell you, you will not be happy. You're more or less enslaving yourself to the pain. So have courage and love yourself. That's what I'm saying. Somebody need to hear that. It's time for you to do the work. And if your environment is not fostering your growth, you got to let it go. And if it's divinely meant, you see them again, but they should be changed. But keep this in mind. Haven't you noticed? You have some people, they call them imps, but their sole purpose is to cause chaos in your life. Have you noticed where you may have been having a good day and all of a sudden you make contact with this person and they got nothing good to say. And your heart is like, you know what? You need to get that together, but they're not hearing what you're saying. They keep with that same negative energy. To some, that's called a backslider. Well, not to have a judging heart. What you do is you pray. You stay prayed up. And as long as you stay prayed up, You're going to have the clarity that you want, but have faith, because what's going to happen is the things that do not serve you will stand out like a neon sign at night, and you're going to know, like, wow. Have faith, because your higher power is telling you you got to get away from that. They're an emotional block. Have courage. Aren't you worth it? Don't you want to be happy? Oh, one more thing, because I done broke 26 minutes. Let me show you how. Here, I want you guys to check this out. Do this at any time. When you have a chance, go to any of your video channels, any of them, BT, whatever, right? Cut it on, cut the volume off, and look on the screen. If you don't see positivity out of that, then you know what you need to do, because they're force feeding that into your psyche. And guess what? The end result is they're going after your kids too. So you got to protect yourself. I think you guys are worth it. I think somebody needed to hear that. You got blessings with your name on it, but what's required is you got to do the work and claim it. Always put God first in everything you do. You know He's praying for you. You know I am. You guys deserve it. For those who got any questions or concerns, by all means, drop me a line here. As well, I'm on Google+. Just look me up. You'll see me. You guys have a blessed and safe weekend, okay? Bye.